What's happening, y'all? It's your man Earl. We are late night, Saturday night. Today is December 12th, Saturday. And for those of you who are business owners, entrepreneurs, and even some people who have these swing shift jobs, Saturday is back in the days, it was the day that people had off traditionally. But now, because of work schedules and demand, we have all kinds of work schedules. But today, I want to look at a very interesting concept because as entrepreneurs, we have a tendency to work a lot. And I have been guilty in the past of working too much and not taking time for myself, not taking time for my family, not taking time for my children. And so you got to change that. I'm going to say it again. You got to change taking time for yourself, taking time for your children, taking time for your family. If you're married, you definitely have to take time to cultivate and develop your marriage. Okay. So, what are we talking about today? We're talking about uh, hours on the job or time on the job. We're talking about the day of rest. We're talking about uh, hours does not equal income. All the above with time. And if you do some research on this, which I suggest you do, Henry Ford, of course, we all know Henry Ford, Model T, et cetera, Ford Motor Company. He was a pioneer in this field of labor and assembly line and people working. And so there's a lot of research that he did or he was behind, of course, funding and things of that nature because he wanted to get the maximum amount of productivity out of his workers. So with that being said, I'm using that to lead into a couple statistics here. Okay, in America, our base work week is 40 hours a week. And what you have to understand is there's something called diminishing returns. That after a certain amount of time, you no longer gain. Now, you think you do, but you're actually hurting yourself and you're hurting the company that you're working for. And guess what? They have budgeted for this. Okay, so you're not winning, you're losing. They have budgeted for this. Okay. So here's what's interesting. All right. The average 8-hour workday, statistics and research have produced on average that an individual who works an 8-hour workday is really at their maximum productivity for only 2 hours and 53 minutes out of that 8-hour work shift. I'm going to say it again. On average, the average individual is at their maximum productivity and effectiveness for only 2 hours and 53 minutes out of 8-hour workday. That is incredible. But hey, if you have employees, you know that to be true. Okay. And I'm not mad at them because you need them because you never know when that 2 hours and 53 minutes is going to be throughout the 8 hours. And so that's why you have employees. Now, here's where it gets interesting for those of us who are quote unquote workaholics that don't take vacation. And I used to be, and I'm changing that dramatically starting, 2 weeks ago. All right. Listen to this. After you work 40 hours, and you start getting into 50 to 60 hours per week, your chances for cardiovascular issues, heart attack, high blood, or anything dealing with cardiac goes up 10%. Some research even says 60%. Now that's high, but hey, that's why I tell people, go do some research. So once you crack 10 hours worth of overtime, your chances or your odds, if you will, for having cardio issues jump between 10 and 60%. That's crazy. Once you hit between 50 and 60 hours a week, okay, research suggests that 10% of those individuals who work for 50 to 60 hours a week per base, 10% of them report to have relationship issues. And I mean relationship issues, that's across the board: kids, marriage, family. We're talking about time now. We're talking about 6 day work week. We're talking about 40-hour work week. We're talking about, are you Mr. Overtime? Well, guess what? Once you hit 60 hours a week, 30% of people report having relationship issues. Now, that's not including on top of the 10% of people who have heart issues and health. So now you have relationship issues and you have heart and health issues. Okay? I say all that to say this. In the scriptures, you have two verses that talk about 6 days you shall work. Okay? Excuse me. It's late Saturday night. I'm trying to get into bed. Look at this. Genesis chapter 1, verse 31 says this: Then God looked over all that he had made, and it was excellent in every way. And this ended the 6 days. Hey, I'm all for working 6 days a week. It's what you do in the 6 days. Okay, if you have to work 6 days, but there's also a level of balance there that I strongly urge you to seek out and get. And then Exodus chapter 20, verse 8 says this: Remember to observe the Sabbath as your holy day. 6 days a week are for your daily duties and your regular work. Okay? Notice, 6 days a week are for your daily duties and your regular work. So, I say that to say this: diminishing returns. After a certain amount of time, and that's between 40 and 50 hours a week, you start to lose productivity. And if you were really honest with yourself, you're only really effective for really 3 hours a day. So the question is, as an entrepreneur, can you pack that 3 hours a day and have the rest for family and personal time and mental and physical and spiritual development? That's my challenge to you. God bless you. God keep you. Diminishing returns. Hours does not equal income. God bless you. Day 347 on the calendar, December 12th, Saturday. Oh, yeah. First day of snow, too. So we got, well, not the first day of snow, but it's the first day the snow actually stuck on the ground. So I did some shoveling. So be safe out there. God bless you. Peace.